Get rid of that. Knew there'd be something I'd forget. Welcome along, guys. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Forge from Iron. Welcome to our post-match review of the game that took place 2 days ago. I know. Forgive me, I was away, so I couldn't get involved in doing a live stream and all the rest of it. Apologies for that. So we've done it a day later, but, you know, gives us a little bit more time to reflect on things, I guess. For those of you that are watching live or at your leisure, please don't forget to drop a like on the stream. It really does help the channel out tremendously. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and make sure you hit the bell icon to be notified of any new content as and when we upload it to the channel. That's that bit out the way. So, joining me today, my wingman's turned up. Mr. Duke, how are you, sir?
Good afternoon, my friend. I'm very well, thank you. Very well indeed.
Good to hear.
I've had a very busy morning, hence the reason I couldn't come on the stream earlier. So I was a little bit disappointed, but I wasn't going to miss this one. So I'm here, and I'm looking forward to it.
Always good, always good. And prowling around in his den full of claret and blue shirts and various other memorabilia, Mr. Andy Miles. How are you, sir?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. I'm going to crack open a drink in a minute just to get preparation for tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to have though. They've got too much to choose. Got too much to choose from.
That's what I'm on. I've got my West Ham unofficial mug and I'm drinking a cup of tea. Very boring, but
so I've got some champagne as well.
Oh,
some gold vodka. It's got some Zambuca down there as well. I might open a beer. I ain't made my mind up yet.
Choices. It's a bit like sort of like, you know, what should I go for? Should I go for a left back? Should I go for a centre back? How about a central midfielder? Maybe even a striker. Choices are endless.
Yeah.
And making a return after a little bit of a hiatus from the channel because he's been busy doing other things. Cahill, how are you?
I'm good, yeah. Been a while since I've been on. Just working and
Traitor.
Yeah, just chilling out, working.
Did
Haven't
you miss
been
us?
around as much. Oh, I have missed it. There's not like it's gone from when it was COVID and all and everything was closed to being on about 3 or 4 streams a day to having to go back to a bit of life now, and I'm able to hop on and I'll be getting back to it now. The season's back and I've a bit of time set aside for it, so happy to be back.
Good. Okay, well, let's get down to it then, gentlemen. So we're here to discuss the Premier League fixture that took place at London Stadium, which, for a change, Duke, you actually was there.
I was, and it was actually quite a pleasure to be there. I've got to say, I thoroughly enjoyed the journey. You know, the whole shebang, really. Like you say, I hadn't been for quite a while, to be fair. So to make that journey to the stadium and to, you know, meet up with you guys at the ground and everything else, it was really kind of nice. Met you know, a couple of others off of other channels, which was also pleasant. And then you know, the game itself, and then obviously the journey home. And to be honest with you, even though the result didn't go our way, even the journey home didn't bother me. I had a really nice. I had just a generally up until I got back to work. Anyway, I had a generally nice day.
Lovely. But we'll talk about the result in a little bit. Just to introduce, he's just turned up. Jazz, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, just done some things around the house. I had to go out, get some bulbs and put some cardboard away, recycling centre.
You get all the good jobs at your house, don't you?
I actually had a call booked in through work, but I'm not going to join it because the Americans have set it up, mate, because they're totally ignorant about public holidays. So manager to be on it, that'd be good enough. You'll be fine about it, yeah. No problems.
Yeah,
not too bad, mate. Any more news on transfers?
We're not going to discuss the transfers so much on this one. This is purely, well, we might touch on it later. This is more centered around the match itself. So, okay, so Duke, seeing this was your first match in a little while, give me your thoughts on the match itself, first half, second half, where it went, right, where it went wrong? Give me a little bit of meat on the bones.
Listen, West Ham have would have lost that, pure and simple. Just putting that one out there straight off the bat. Now, we were worried, and again, we had this conversation, Rob, going into the early part of the game. In the early part of the day before we turned into the stadium. We have great difficulty doing to teams that do to us what we do to others, if that makes sense. We showed it against Everton last year, Palace, a few of the other teams that play in a similar style to us. You can have the ball and we'll let you on the break. And we automatically thought we were going to struggle. It wasn't going to be as straightforward and as simple for us to win that Saturday. And it proved to be the case. We had a lot of issues of trying to break them down. I thought we kept the ball really well first half. I thought we looked solid. It was the goal was absolutely tremendously well worked. As I put on a reply on Twitter at one point Saturday, I honestly thought they'd overworked it. I, honest to God, thought they'd screwed it up. And it was a fantastic goal. But again, our defensive frailties come to the fore, didn't they? Start the second half, we conceded. Then we got a goal, and I was happy. I was bouncing. I was, nearly fell down the stairs. I'm not going to lie to you. When I jumped up and celebrated, kind of lost my footing. And then, as I sat back down in my seat and looked up, it was already 2-2. It was like, you bastards. Couldn't even enjoy it for more than 30 seconds, So it was, but then, again, we could have lost it. I think, was it Coyote last minute with that free header in the box?
Yeah.
And as I said to you, when we sat on the boats, mate, for me, Ariola's got to start now. Fabianski's distribution was quite poor. I've got to say, I wasn't impressed with him. In fact, at one point, I think he put Palace on the attack with a really poor clearance. I mean, a really poor clearance. And then, for that header there at the end of the game, I wanted to, as again we discussed, goalkeepers come out, they go to try and make a claim on the ball, they go to try and punch it, a little nudge, and it's a free kick. He stood on his line with that ball probably 6 yards away from him when he could have come out and cleaned out whatever is standing in front of him to win that ball. And he has every allowance to do so. And he stood clean on his line. And I felt he bottled it. He should have come out, fists on the ball, cleaned out whatever is standing in front of him. But as it was, we just let him have a free header that could have cost us the point, So I wasn't impressed. I was impressed of the quick interchange going forward. I have to say there was a lot of triangle passes in there that looked, we looked penetrating. I think against a team that don't set up with 10 behind the ball, 11 behind the ball, then we might be able to break teams down. Completely agree with what Sam says there. They fought hard. They fought hard to get back into the game. Do I think we took the foot off the gas and allowed them back into the game? Yes, I do. Do I feel that our lack of athletic ability and pace on the bench put paid to anything that we could have done going forward? Yes, I do believe. Good afternoon, Tom. Do I feel that Yarmolenko in the 87th minute, I think it was completely wasteful by putting it in row one, 700 foot behind the goal, with that left-footed shot as he came in off.
Good conversion.
It weren't bad, mate. I've got to say, but it, all in all, listen. As I said to you, my first game back at the London Stadium in a few years. I enjoyed the travel up there, the travel home. I enjoyed the game, enjoyed taking in everything that was the experience of the game. So I want to thank the man down there in that corner. There he is. Ooh. Because that was thanks to you, lovely person, you. And just to finish my piece off there, just to Andy, if you're watching, yeah, it's my my thing for tomorrow.
Yeah. Obviously, you weren't there, Cahill. Little bit of a distance for you to cover on a match day. To be fair,
Yeah, just a
but
bit.
I'm guessing. Have you watched the whole game?
But before I say, the boats what we on, they're Guinness on draft.
Was
That
it
is true.
good though? Was it good? It doesn't travel the best.
Yeah.
Bring a barrel with you.
Oh, that's
It
the
doesn't travel that
that's
well,
a
though,
plan
does
and a
it?
half. No, it doesn't travel the best. No.
Yeah, I've never. Do you know what? The
Put it
best
on your
pint of
back, it's
Guinness.
a swim.
Never had a sort of like as good a pint of Guinness as I've had in Dublin.
Once
Simple.
there's no Ribena in it, I'll be happy. That's all I care
Oh
about.
God, don't. Oh. But Cahill, I mean, have you seen the whole game, or have you just
Yeah,
seen highlights of it?
No. It's the first game of the season. I've been off work to see fully, so I got the whole thing. Yeah.
So again, what was your general assessment of the match? First half, second half.
First half was real. It was sort of exciting. It was nice football, but it was also very frustrating as well because you could see it was just. I was watching it with my dad, and me and him both said the same thing. We both said this is a typical sort of same way we'd usually play against a team like Arsenal or something. We'll be on top of them all game,
Yeah.
but if you don't take your chances or get full chances, only get the half chances, you're going to end up sort of regretting everything. And I could see it happening, but we did get the first goal. It was a class goal, and that should have spurred us on for the second half, but it just seemed to go the other way, unfortunately.
Where do you think that things changed for you? I mean, was it sort of like the midfield battle largely where the pendulum swung in Palace's favour in that second half?
Yeah, it was the most quiet game I've seen from Rice and Souček as a duo ever. I think. I think Rice himself just didn't like. He wasn't bad, but he just didn't. We have such a high standard for him. He didn't look good at all. He just looked like an average player. The defense it's shaky. We know that we've Dawson in there, and he's not going to be the sort of the brightest bulb going. But he usually just takes nothing, no bullshit with him. He'll just clear it and get rid of it. But he seemed to be a bit shaky and not committing himself too much. But it was just the intensity. I think we didn't have the same intensity when we came out. I think we went out a bit lax, and Palace just took advantage. They were harder working. They had something to fight for, and they got what they deserved in the end.
Yeah, and exactly what was said earlier in the live chat. You know, I'm taking nothing away from Crystal Palace. I think that they earned their point just as much as sort of like we kind of threw it away. Yeah, do you know what I mean? At home, top of the league, scoring goals. I don't mean to be unkind or disrespectful to Crystal Palace, but I think if you'd swap it around, if that was sort of like, the situation of the respective teams was on opposite sides, if Palace were top of the league scoring goals and we were at the bottom and we get to score our first goal and Palace were at home, I think Palace fans would be sitting there saying we should go into this full of confidence and expecting to win it. Now, like I say, it's disappointing from our part, but I have to hold my hands up and say, that second goal from Conor Gallagher. I mean, at first I was quite critical of Dawson's involvement in it myself, and I still maintain he could have done better. But that being said, I thought Conor Gallagher, his ball control and the manipulation was first class, and the finish. I thought. What are you laughing at?
Oh, Gaz's comment, because even I noticed it. Even I picked up on the fact that the pigeon was being a pain in the arse. And literally was sitting in the middle of our half for about 10 minutes.
I called it Nigel. Well, my daughter called it Nigel.
Having a good old peck on the grass seeds, and then when someone did get near it, it flew over and went and sat near the corner flags for another 10 minutes. So it caught my eye. It's the same as when we scored the young lad who decided to climb over the covered seating and then got battered and by the stewards and frog marched up the steps and out the ground because he decided to go for a trip towards the away fans. But yeah.
Milesy, you were obviously at the match as well as Duke and I. Again, your assessment of things, is it pretty much the same as the boys, or do you have a different take on things?
Yeah, actually, me and Duke are actually going to disagree on something. I remember watching. Yeah. Do you want to fight?
White collar, come on.
I thought Kufal had probably had his worst game in a West Ham shirt, in my opinion, on Saturday.
Really?
I know he kept Zaha quiet, but his distribution and stuff like that as well was kind of worrying for me.
I'm going to catch your tongue.
I'm being honest.
Oh dear.
Same as Souček and Rice. There was probably over half. Yeah, no, I'm just saying there was probably over half the team, apart from the front four and Ogbonna. Everyone else was below average, in my opinion. That's just that's my view on it. Fabianski, yeah, I agree. I agree with this, Duke. What you're saying is, he needs to be dropped. It's kind of worrying. I'm not saying. I know every goalkeeper has their own technique, but when you want to kick it far, I'm not saying he's compared to Pickford, but when you want to smash the shit out of the ball and kick it far, you do. Do you know what I mean? But he just seems to just want to chip it up like he's just crossing them in as a practice session.
He's worried about getting injured again, do you think?
Well, he shouldn't be playing then, should he?
Yeah.
I remember. Huh?
That's it. Spot on. No, you're right. Should be playing. Yeah.
Like, I'm not being funny, but Gareth, we noticed it, wasn't it, at Newcastle? Dawson and Ogbonna were taking the goal kicks. Like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
Like, do you know what I mean? I love Fab to bits, and he's a great second choice to have. But what is the point of bringing a goalkeeper of Areola's quality, a French international, which rumours are, if he starts playing, he will take over from the Reeds for number one for France as well.
Yeah.
He needs to play, but that stats is worrying. The passing. The previous two games were up about 86% pass accuracy, and we've dropped. So, but yeah,
I think that probably ties into the. I don't know about poor, but I think when you judge Declan Rice and Thomas Souček by the lofty standards that they've set for themselves, it was a poor game comparative to what they're normally dishing out as far as a performance is concerned. You know, I don't think I've seen players play an awful lot worse, and in a claret and blue shirt, it has to be said. But like I say, for their lofty standards, it wasn't great, I have to say.
Does anyone want to drop that breaking news? Because I can't pronounce that dude's name.
Tagliafico.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, so it's trending now, and I sort of agree what Duke and all them are probably saying. Apparently, a deal's been agreed with Ajax for a left back. So that, and I agree with what Duke's saying. They probably still owe us money for Haller. So, so I'm surprised. I thought we need a left back.
Confirmed?
Well, I'm not saying it's confirmed. I'm not getting sued. I'm not in the know. I'm just reading what's on Twitter.
Hang on, Casey. I'll let me sort something out, and I'll put a picture in the brand. Give me a second.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Jazz, again, normally you would be at the match. You weren't, as I say, and Duke was the beneficiary of your ticket and very generous of you to do so. Again, how much have you seen of the match? Did you see it in its entirety, or have you just seen little snippets? And if so, what was your impression of how the game went and where possibly we threw 2 points away?
I saw the goals, and then I was watching the commentary by text when I could, and going back to what largely Duke said, and Milesy backed it up. I want Fabianski on the bench from now on, and I've said it for a while now. He's firmly planted on the goal line most of the time. He does not come out to help the defenders sometimes. There's been a lot of kind of complicated he's not really decisive. He's not comfortable kicking the ball. I've seen him even in that game against Leicester. He nearly got caught up in it and nearly injured himself. His goal kicks rarely go beyond the halfway line. He's got no power. And even perhaps the first goal, he kind of just flapped his arms at it as it went past him towards and crept over the goal line. So for me, he's a liability. So that's the first point. I think he should have done better for the first goal. The second point is Dawson, really good lad, good squad player, but you cannot play Dawson week in, week out if you got hopes for a top 6, top 5 sort of position, really. And the second goal, whether it's his fault or not, it kind of is. He's picking up the lad and he's turned him inside out. And you've got to kind of pinpoint at him, really. So if we had Zuma playing and perhaps sort of Areola, then I think we would have won the game, really. And I don't believe there's any room for sentiment or things like that. I think David Moyes got to be fairly strong and change the goalkeepers. I mean, Areola on the bench, for me, is an embarrassment. He's a top goalkeeper, good pedigree. Look at some of the teams he's from: Real Madrid, PSG. Bring him in, and think of it as a positive for kind of Fabianski. It's kind of a competition, isn't it? So if he's dropped, then that'll motivate him to come back into the team if he can. Really, yeah. Get Zuma in there, get Areola in there, and let's stay where we are in the table. Otherwise, it's going to be hard, really. Yeah.
I know it's an impossible question for you to answer, but do you think we're being a little bit harsh on Craig Dawson? Because, as I said earlier, I think that his ball manipulation, his close control, the turn, would have bamboozled if it was Kurt Zuma that was facing him up. I think Kurt Zuma would have probably struggled to keep pace with Conor Gallagher there.
No, I think we've probably got the oldest centre-back pairing in the Premiership, if I'm right, and probably not much pace in there. They're definitely quite clever, good experience, good in the air, but on the floor, 1-to-1, I think Dawson's going to struggle. I think, and most of the teams have got pace up front, and they're quite nimble. Zuma's quite a wider frame. I think a bit more muscle on him than Dawson, and certainly not saying Dawson doesn't. Zuma does chip in a lot of goals. 5-6 goals last season. But yeah, it's when you're thinking top 4, top 6, there's no room for sentiment or softness or loyalties. It's just what it is. We've got to put him on the bench, and he'll be a good player on the bench to bring on. No harm in that. Good player in the few of the cups, perhaps, few of the Europa games, perhaps. But the first 11, we got to bring Areola in and Zuma in, and one or two others once they join us, hopefully next couple of days. So that's just my feelings. I'm fairly to the point, and and I've said it for a while about Fabianski. He didn't look too clever in the Newcastle game, and you can't keep conceding 2 goals every game and expect to score 4. You can't keep doing that, and we found out the weekend. You score 2 goals at home, you expect to win the game more than not. So I don't blame our forward line. Perhaps Rice as captain. I heard Rice didn't look too clever. I can only bring it down to, I know it's early in the season. Rice has been at it, hasn't he, for a long time at the Euros. I know he had a longer holiday than the rest, but we're only human, and perhaps that Monday game, I'm surprised why we had to play Saturday after Monday, but there you go. That could have made a difference, especially in the second half, and you expect your captain to... That's when your captain needs to get in there and get at them, but then there was nothing on the bench either, really, so, yeah.
Sorry, carry on, Mousy.
Yeah, no, like I said, though, if you would have said it 7 points out of 9, you would have bit anyone's hand off, in my opinion. And I think, but the one thing what I will say is, I know you praise your team, you even when you win, you give negatives. But what I've got to say is, a lot of the fan base, it's not like a toxic environment. Like we're sitting here now, we're discussing it, we're slagging players off, but it's not because we've still got a result at the end of the day. Like we would have, I know Chris is just in the chat. Like we would have probably expected to get a draw at Leicester and beat Palace. But that's the way football goes. But I'm not. I think I would say probably 80% of the fan base are right. Like you criticise and you praise, but we're not panicking. But it's just that I think Gatesy said that's one of our topics is the squad depth. We didn't have anyone else to influence the game.
We got to think like a top 6 team now. Like I was saying, 3 things I've accepted, and some of them are my fault. I have accepted Antonio as a top-class striker now. And so that's one thing clear in my mind. Second thing is that we don't realise how good we are because we've struggled all the way. And I'm telling you, teams are scared of us. I saw that on Leicester on Monday. They were frightened. So, we are a really great team, first 11, apart from a couple of bodies we can change. And then 7 out of 9 points is brilliant. And I just think that's all we deserved. And we can't keep letting in 2 goals at least. I know we only let in, 1 at Leicester, I think it was. But you can't keep letting in 2 every game and expect to win. So I think we should... But we're just discussing it. We're not really sort of shouting at the stands or crowds or pointing fingers at anyone. We're just saying between ourselves, we think 1 or 2 players can improve the team further.
Listen,
and that's what top teams do. Yeah.
Zuma's going to come in and do exactly that. He will come in and do exactly that. And as we were saying before, listen, at the end of the day, and I do believe, Gatesy, you mentioned it, or it was Steve when we met up on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
There's no harm in it actually happening. At the end of the day, you cannot continue to perform at the top level. It sometimes dies off, and unfortunately for players, in the Premier League, unfortunately for Dawson, that 30-odd game a season defender isn't there anymore. As I said, you've got Spurs paying £40-odd million for a centre back from Atalanta, and you've got us paying £2 million for Dawson. That's no disrespect to Dawson. Dawson performed admirably last year. Unfortunately, we are now going a step up. Unfortunately, we are now moving beyond that, and we need to sign these 25, 30, 40, 50 million pound players. And I know we tried it before and it backfired on us. I have some decent inside information that the Vlasic deal will more than likely go through, and we will mould him in the same way that we moulded Arnie. That Moyes will mould him and will 1,000% be turned into a forward by Moyes. He will work that, and he will do exactly what he did with Arnie. And Vlasic is from that same sort of mould.
Chris, you're being provocative there. I was the only comparison that Dawson and Bobby Moore have is their lack of pace. Beyond that, let's not go there, Chris.
Gatesy, that's just a bit of banter.
Of course it is. Roger Moore.
We've got some more breaking news.
Yeah, fire away.
Croatia coach has confirmed that Vlasic is flying to London as we speak to complete the deal.
That's from the Croatia coach.
Manager, flying to London. So obviously he's meant to be on international duty, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
there you go. Breaking news. While it happens.
And we're live.
Leeds are in advanced talks with Manchester United for a permanent transfer of Dan James.
Of who?
Dan James. I think we missed the boat.
Oh,
there.
wow.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, and
I said this earlier.
Yeah, I think didn't X update saying that he doesn't think Lingard's going to go through now. I don't know. I think I've read that.
Is that his latest?
I'll confirm.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't always believe what X says. That's what I'm saying. You can't listen. You can't always.
Easy. Leave it.
What? I'm just stating. I'm making a fact. What do you want from me?
Dear, oh dear. Just having a look at some of these. Dawson knows he's a backup. That's why he's agreed to backup's wage. Police can do one, in my opinion. Zuma starts, no hard feelings. Yeah, I think that, Dawson probably knows that the writing's on the wall. He's been chased for an awful long while. He's coming in as one of our top earners, if not he is the top earner when he walks through the door. I think Craig Dawson probably realises that his time is as a first team pick is probably numbered.
Do you think after Saturday's performance, Dawson's gone back ahead of him in the pecking order?
What do you think about that, Duke?
Do I think what? Sorry, you cut out.
Dawson's Diop's gone above Dawson now on the selection order.
Yeah, I thought
after Saturday.
Yeah, I feel so. And again, absolutely no. There's no disrespect meant here from me to Dawson or to Fabianski. At the end of the day, unless you are one of the greats, and by that I mean your Cristiano Ronaldo's, your Lionel Messi's. Listen, your career starts to dive. It nosedives. All right, Cristiano Ronaldo's just made a £25 million move to Manchester United, which, unless it's for shirt sales, he didn't do a great deal in the league for Juve last year. Scored 20 goals, but most of them were put on a plate for him. He's still a fantastic athlete, but I'm not quite sure how much more he's got to offer. How much he's got to offer. Full stop. Not just to United, but just in general. But unless you're one of those two, Messi or Ronaldo, even Buffon, playing until he 40 odd now, 41, I believe. Unfortunately, these guys, it'll nosedive. Your form tails off. Your skill set is still there, but your body doesn't allow you to continue to do what you've been doing solidly for the previous 10 to 15 years. And unfortunately, Fabianski's there, and so is Dawson now, and it's time for them to accept. Maybe they're not going to be that first choice on the list anymore. They may just start playing the. They may just start playing the bit parts. They might start being part of the, the Europa League or the League Cup against these lower sides where, no disrespect, they can be holding their own. But now's the time where we need to start thinking about what goes forward. That's not actually the real Ajax page, is it?
No, it's not.
No,
but I've just got it up on Twitter.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure.
12 million. Wow. Okay.
12 million euros.
That's got to be what they owe for Haller. It's got to be.
He's 29 tomorrow as well, so that could also be a reason he's not going for amazing money.
Yeah, is he good? Does anyone know anything about him?
Yeah, I like him. I think he's
very
superb.
good. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I think that's. I'll tell you what. Then does anyone else think that signals the end for Masuaku?
No.
No, I don't necessarily think so. Okay.
I think he's not fit first.
I'll carry on with button pushing.
I'm not asking the Masuaku lover down there. What he thinks.
And Gatesy.
Masuaku. He's better than the Kaku.
Yellow card for Duke. Yellow card. Just pulled it out. Mike Dean. No, that's it. I've seen it twice, and that's it. Yellow card there. There you go.
So, you guys in the live chat, tell us what you think. If Nicolas Tagliafico, is that a good signing as far as you're concerned? And what are the possible implications for Arthur Masuaku? Is he possibly going to see? Well, I mean, he's already sort of like he's had his time cut, obviously due to injury. But does the signing of Tagliafico mean that he's going to be used very sparingly this season, or not? Give us your reasons why. For me, I've seen Tagliafico playing for Ajax and for Argentina, and I think he's a cracking left back, to be honest with you. And I think he absolutely. Hang on, what's this? Favorite pasta? Behave yourself, Luke.
What kind of player
back
is
on
he?
the food again. He's a left back.
Is he overlapping all action going forward, or is he more of a solid defender?
His delivery of the ball is up there as well. His delivery is ridiculous. So he obviously he's younger than Creswell, and he's got a bit more pace. So I believe it can be used as a fullback as well.
I thought that's all.
Sorry, Doak. Sorry, Doak.
Duke's on the yellow. He's going to have to be careful now.
Yeah, it could be one more challenge that's a little bit naughty, and he could be off to it for an early bath.
Yeah, I did give him 2 chances, Gatesy, and I had to just pull the
You did. I thought you were very lenient.
Yeah,
I'm agreeing with Sam.
And can I just ask Chris, who's in the chat, what does he make of Lookman as a signing? Why he's in the chat? Sorry.
Oh, for Leicester.
Yeah. He's been linked with them.
Yeah, I think he's a decent player, but we'll see what happens. Is he going to get a game there? Who does he replace?
We're going to have to think of a nickname for this.
Does that mean that Maddison's off to Arsenal?
Oh,
Foxy Chris. Foxy Chris.
Hey,
Come
listen,
on,
right?
let us know,
Listen,
Chris.
People take this man's comments into account. I'd like to say I'd sell Arthur. There you go. Cheers, Kent.
No, I don't know. I don't know if we're that big of a squad yet.
I think
take my
Moyes
red
likes
card
him
now.
though, doesn't he?
Leave him around. He's all right. He speaks French. He'll keep Zuma happy. Yeah, leave him around. Making cups of tea and that. It's all right.
I think Moyes likes him though, doesn't he?
In a 5, yeah, that's what I agree. In a 5, he's fantastic.
I don't think we can afford to let him go at this stage. I don't think our squad's that super great. So yeah, we'll just keep him in there. Yeah.
So obviously this is if this is going to be confirmed, and it's yet to be confirmed by the club. But obviously, if we sign Tagliafico, if we get in Vlasic, Lingard, who knows? Maybe that's still on. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. But that then comes to my second topic that I want to touch on relating to the match at the weekend. We obviously were struggling in the second half, and despite this fact, it was the 79th minute that David Moyes made his first change, followed 2 minutes later by his second. With all due respect to Manuel Lanzini and Andrei Yarmolenko, does it kind of highlight the depth or lack of depth, if you will, in the squad? Duke, over to you for that one. No swearing.
No, I'm sorry. I may have just been called out on my telephone over here by another channel, and I'm not going to put up with it. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut for a few more minutes, because if you throw out comments, i.e., this player's signing, that player's signing, this player's signing, this player's signing, and then they don't sign, I class that as bullshit. Not banter. And if you're watching this, please come on and we'll have that discussion. But please don't call me a troll when I know what I'm talking about. Thank you so much. Anyway, what you were saying there, Gatesy, squad depth and inadequacies, is that what we're talking about?
Yes, mate.
Fantastic. I did a video back in March, April, maybe, when I turned around and I said we needed to sign at least 6 with a thought that we were going into Europe next season. So far, we've got 1.5 because Areola's a loan signing. You can say we've got 2. Okay, we've got 2. If that's the case, then we still need 4. We have the central defender that I was calling for. We have the goalkeeper I was calling for. If we sign Vlasic, and his intention is to move him into a centre forwards role, like he did with Arnie, then there's the striker role taken care of. So there's 3. If we get Tagliafico coming in, that was the left back that I called for. There's 4. And if we can get the Lingard deal over the line, if there's anything left, or it might even be a 6-month loan deal, is what I'm seeing banded around on Twitter, with the fact that we'll then buy him in January because we might not have the money to get it over the line now. There's 5. I think we're still missing the central defensive midfielder. I still think we're missing that cover. But again, as we've discussed on other videos, Coventry can do that role. Lanzini proved admirably against Burnley last season that he can do that role. We know that Fornals can step in if we have Lingard, or even if we get Tagliafico. Therefore, Fornals won't have to play Minder on the left for Cresswell. So if we get those 5 over the line, if this thing about Tagliafico is true, if what Andy said there about the manager saying that he's on his way over for a medical, if we get those 2 over the line, that gives us 4. If we really push our luck with Lingard tomorrow, we could make it 5. If we sign 4, I'll be happy with our transfer, our window. If we get the 5th one over the line in Lingard, or maybe even Maitland-Niles saying that he wants to go to a club where he's going to play, if we could get him or Lingard tomorrow and we hit 5, I think that's possibly one of the greatest windows that I will have personally seen, up there alongside the Tevez and Mascherano window that we had all them years ago. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Thank you, Chris. I love the banter as well. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, if we get 4, great window. If we get 5, fantastic window. And I think that will shore up those inadequacies, Rob.
But Duke, someone's going to take Loftus-Cheek, aren't they? Someone's going to take him. I'd rather we do. I don't know if there's something in his game David Moyes doesn't like. I mean, I don't want to rush to do, guessing what's going on. I mean, I thought he's half all right, isn't he? I don't know. CDM, he'll be all right, wouldn't he?
Yeah, no, I think it's just his wages, Jazz, because let's just say we get offered, they say you need to pay off. That's still 75 grand a week you need to pay for him. And if he's not first choice, that's still that's a lot of money for a player who's not going to be playing first team foot. And I think that will unsettle the team as well. I like him, like I said, but I think that's a lot of wages.
I mean, someone's going to pick him up.
Very few players that I've seen of late that's dominated Declan Rice.
Yeah, but knowing our luck, would he come and get injured?
Probably. That's what happens.
I mean,
That's what happens.
All right, we'll do a quick vote round. Barkley or Loftus-Cheek?
Barkley.
Duke?
Me instead of Alfie. I will take Loftus-Cheek.
Okay.
Carl?
Probably Loftus-Cheek.
Jazz?
Yeah, same Loftus-Cheek. Because I think we've got too many Ross Barkley type players in our team now. Especially if Lingard comes in, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Loftus-Cheek
Just
as well.
just address this one. What's the point in supporting West Ham? Have they ever actually won anything? There's many teams that have won bugger all.
Oh,
I mean,
what a
not
silly
everyone
question.
can support the top 16. If everybody supported
They've
the top
won all our
16,
hearts.
Tony, it'd be bloody boring.
Jesus. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What?
Calm down, Duke. Calm down. Don't worry.
What?
Calm down.
What's going on? What have I missed?
Calm down, mate.
I'm sorry. I'll do it here, Gatesy. Steve Dyer on Dave's Banter, calling out a 17-year-old, telling him you want to fill his foul mouth with your fist. Really isn't a good look, my friend. That really isn't something that you should be doing. He's a 17-year-old lad who has made a comment that you've not liked. Calling him out and telling him you want to fill his mouth with your fist isn't something that you should need to be doing. I'm sorry, that's not on. And considering that the young lad is part of this channel, I don't appreciate that. So let's calm down on that stuff. If you want to have a white collar boxing match, I'll take Alfie's place. I'll quite happily. But he's a 17-year-old lad, and threatening him isn't the way to go. Sorry, Gatesy, I'm going to pull myself out the stream for a bit because I am
that's
absolutely fuming with that bullshit.
fine. Okay. Right. Cavill. Same to you. Squad depth inadequacies.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think we all knew that going in with so much football to play, we've extra with Europe as well, and we definitely need it. We've lost. Well, the window seems to be only we seem to be only doing our business sort of now recently, and we went a long while there without doing anything. So it looked like we were going to be going into the season with less players. But we seem to be doing a bit now, hopefully getting a few more. We could end up with 4 or 5 by the end. And we definitely need them. You look at the bench we had there for the game against Palace, and I think isn't good enough. We've all been sort of going on about how Lanzini is now a defensive mid cover, and then you go and throw him on as a winger or something. We've been trying to convert him to that. So then you go, oh, we'll go back to this. Even though he's lost that burst of speed and sort of nippiness he had when he done his knee, it's Yarmolenko as I'll always be hopeful for him, but I just don't think there's that much to his game in general anymore. I don't think he has much. I don't even know what to say. I just don't think there's much to him really. He's very one dimensional, and you know what he's going to do. And we had no one else really to bring on, unless you wanted to put Ryan Fredericks on just for the pace injection, but that's all he's going to do. We really need to bulk up.
Sounds going a bit funny. Milesy, same to you, because obviously you was there on Saturday. Your thoughts? Is the fact that David Moyes in a match that in the second half we were getting, made to look second best, left it till the 79th minute to make his first substitution. Is that indicative of a lack of squad depth?
I think I agree. He was just doing that to make a point. I think, like I've said it a few times. Obviously, who can I bring on to change the game? If we had a Vlasic or a Lingard or someone like that, or even a striker, do you know what I mean? Someone to come actually play up front with Antonio. But I've got to admit, Bowen wasn't having his better games, and he did look a bit tired. But the one thing I will say is Bowen's probably up there with one of the best strikers that I bought at the club. So if that chance what Yarmolenko had fell to Bowen, I think that would have had more of a. It's all hindsight. You can sit here and say that after the match, but I thought he would have had a better chance. I admit Fornals did look a bit knackered. Maybe you could have. Agree with what Carl said. Maybe bring Fredericks on with pace and someone who would win. I know Declan Rice is our captain and not having it. Maybe you could have even put Lanzini into Rice's role. Do you know what I mean? And put someone else more forward. You can sit here and say that now, but he's.
Do you think just on that? Do you think that David Moyes might be a little bit? I don't want to use the word scared, but reluctant to bring off his captain.
Yeah, you don't do that often against the other clubs. You don't take your captain off third game of the season, I think. How did Benrahma play, by the way?
Very well. Yeah, no, he played well. Very unfortunate. And I don't know if you saw the chance at the end, Jazz, when the ball fell to the goalkeeper. Antonio, he'd done well to use his pace, but if he just looked up before he started running, he probably could have played Benrahma through one-on-one and goal, and I think he probably would have scored. But no, he looks a different player. That was just class. The ball what he played through for the first goal, just outside of his ball, the ball, and he's just so threatening in that number 10 position. And him and Fornals interchanging. Sorry, Ward just didn't know how to deal with both of them. But like you said, if this left back is coming in, I'm going to be over the moon because Creswell's delivery is fantastic, but you need someone with pure overlap and can get back, and he's definitely got the stamina to do that.
Good. Sounds good. Yeah.
Well, hopefully some of these issues will be ironed out in what remains of the transfer window. As I say, there's some, like I say, the rumours doing the rounds that Tagliafico is incoming. Vlasic. We've obviously got the deal for Ario.
I wouldn't want to do a shirt print on that, would you? It's like Yarmolenko. It'd be going all the way around.
You'll think of a nickname.
Do you remember a guy that used to play for Celtic and Hull, and his name was Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink? So on the back of his shirt, he had Vennegoor of Hesselink.
Even Wright Phillips, because he was a little midget, wasn't it? He's one used to go all the way round.
Don't mention him to Dean Ashton. That's bad memories.
I'm thinking of Hitzberger.
Oh yeah, he had a good few letters in him. So second thing I want to discuss.
14 letters, buddy.
Was the comments from David Moyes criticising the pitch at London Stadium. We played on the same pitch a few days earlier and won 4-1. And then obviously we have a 2-2 draw at home to Crystal Palace. And I saw these comments coming out. Now, I got to say, I'm speaking obviously as a West Ham fan, I just thought it was a little bit of an excuse, or at least that's the way I read it. And because I don't remember him making a comment about the pitch when we won 4-1 on the Monday. So I'll bring it to Cahill first of all. Is this a little bit of a convenient excuse for a below par display, or is there some validity in his comments?
I think overall it probably is an excuse, but I think there could be a bit of I don't think it's the pitch in general. I think it's just on the day the pitch wasn't up to standards. I think it looked a bit slow. I seen that with a couple of balls that were being played. And maybe that was actually a plan going in. They just wanted to sort of slow it down and play to know the way they were playing. They might have been training on it like that. But it looked like it needed a bit of a water, and it looked a bit sort of it just looked like a slow off pitch. But they shouldn't be an excuse. They're professional footballers. Like, whenever we go and play football, none of us have a watered pitch. So you have to be able to play whatever the conditions are like, and it's still a Premier League standard pitch. It's nothing to be making excuses over, really.
And the thing is, it's the same for both teams, isn't it, Cahill? You know, both teams are playing on the pitch. So, you know, if the ball's bouncing because the pitch is rock hard, well, it's just as bad for Palace as it is for us, isn't it?
Well, I think it would suit their play a bit more having that, because they're not sort of. I know we're not traditionally a very sort of tiki-taka style team, but recently we've been playing very fluid football. And maybe just with the likes of Benrahma up there, you want a bit more zip to it, and they can get their little triangle passes off and break on through. And Palace seem to be a bit more, they have a less sort of technique to their play. They're a bit more sort of get it in the box and see what they can do. But yeah, I think it's just, it shouldn't be an excuse in general. It should be able to play what it's like and get a result. Can't really blame it on the pitch.
Yeah. Same to you, Milesy. Is the pitch a bit of an excuse, or?
Yeah. If we won 4-0, I'm guessing he wouldn't. Or if we won 3-2, we wouldn't be saying that. At the end of the day, we control the pitch. It's not like we've gone to Crystal Palace away and the pitch was bad. We had control of the pitch. We water it when we want. We do what we cut it when we want. So. Yeah, that's just an excuse for me. But, yeah, I don't think there's anything else really I'll say on it.
No, as I say, if I was a fan of another club, I'd just look at that and go from the manager and just go, like I say, you played on it a couple of days earlier, you won 4-1. You've now drawn 2-2 against a team that probably the common consensus was most people would say you should beat them, and you didn't. It's a bit of an excuse, really. Jazz, what say you?
I think he mentioned the evening wasn't an issue because in the evening he said it's okay. It's just during the day it gets a bit bone dry and it's bouncing all over the place. So the bounce isn't kind of accurate or consistent. I think that's what you're saying, but I've never realised. I mean, I'm not that much of a, especially from where we sit, isn't it, Gatesy? I'm not going to see the blade of grass, am I, from the way the ground is? So. I'm not too sure. And he went as far as to say it's probably the worst pitch in the Premiership. I can't believe it. So I don't know if that's another thing that Sullivan's going to have to sort out. I don't know. We talk about the training ground, but let's talk about the pitch now.
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, he said the evening doesn't affect it because you water it a bit more and it stays more moist. And when it's dry and a bit sunny, perhaps, then it gets worse. I don't know. He's never mentioned it before. Don't know.
Turn the taps on earlier.
Replace the pitch. Replace it.
Oh God! Yeah.
Well, we've got an international break coming up, so surely if there's a fundamental issue with the pitch itself, then surely the ground staff can do a few bits and pieces. For me, I just think it's clutching at straws. Really, I put it this way: do you actually think he'd have said anything if we'd won 2-1?
It's an unusual comment. He doesn't normally, he's pretty straight down the point and he hates excuses and things like that and pretty serious about it. Yeah, it's not quite like it. It's a Mourinho type of comment, isn't it? It's not David Moyes type. It's weird.
Yeah, for me, I think it was a bit of a deflection tactic for a performance that was, like I say, below par.
I think he was pissed off like us, mate, coming out the dressing room. God knows what's gone on in there. And he just... Because when you get interviewed like us, when we do fan cams, Miles, he knows, sometimes we're playing hot and cold. And then we might go all nuts. And then sometimes 10 minutes later or the next day you think...
Oh, yeah, I was the complete opposite, Jazz, on Saturday when I was doing it. I was like, yeah, we should take the positives. We've got 7 out of 9. And then, as I was walking back to the station, I was like, no, we played actually really bad. do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like in the spare of the moment, like when we was buzzing at Newcastle, buzzing on Leicester, and now we've sort of took down to earth, so to speak. But no, I'm looking forward to Southampton. Obviously, they got a good point at Newcastle yesterday. Obviously, the last minute. I know I'm sort of changing it, but the international break, I just can't wait to get there. To be honest, and let it all kick in. I just don't understand these international breaks, how they can do them so early after the season starts.
In answer to this one, Pete, I'd love to get Tony Cottee on because he's one of my heroes. But the problem I'd probably have is I probably wouldn't be able to get any words out. I'd be tongue tied. It's like, that's Tony Cottee. I'd love to get him on. That's
But
but I mean, in all fairness, with us, and this is, I'm being realistic here. We've got 770 subscribers, which is great because we've only been going since February. But for me, if Tony Cottee really wants to get his message out to sort of like the most amount of people, he's probably going to want to talk to West Ham Fan TV, Hammers Chat, Irons United, before he's probably going to want to talk to us. So, and I completely understand that. As I say, I would love to get Tony Cottee on, even just to be able to say that for a 5-10 minute stream, I actually managed to speak to one of my heroes.
774 now, to be precise, people.
774. We're getting closer to the 1,000. Well, I know the next waypoint is 800, but obviously 1,000 is when the fun begins, shall we say?
Don't stop till you get enough.
Yeah. And on that, guys, you guys that are watching, you're part of this, and I'll do my usual thing of asking you to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. For me, you guys are as much a part of this journey as Jazz is, as Duke is, as Miles is, Cahill, everybody that's been on the streams. I can only speak for myself, but I'm sure I speak on behalf for everybody involved with the channel. We really do appreciate your support. Everyone's speechless.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, as Gatesy said, at the end of the day, we'd be sitting here talking to no one.
Once upon a time, we were.
There has been points.
Just me. It was just me at the start.
It was just you.
Oh, it was you. You were the first one.
Yeah. I was like, who are these amateurs?
And to be fair, yeah, I'm still thinking that at times. No, like I was saying, if it wasn't for you lovely people out there, cheers, guys, that sit through this. At the end of the day, we've been going, nearly an hour now. A couple of outbursts from me over the last 7 months of but if it wasn't for you guys, your opinions in the chat, your comments that we go backwards and forwards with, it's a pointless exercise. And to be fair, I'd say 99% of the people that we've come across on this channel have been accommodating, they've been polite, they've been friendly. As I said earlier,
even when we've disagreed.
Yeah, you know what, and that's it. There has only been a few people that we've disagreed with. That, pardon my French, have just been absolute over it. You know what I mean? I was at the game on Saturday, and I met Mike and Tom.
Oh, Spence. Oh, if McAvenny came on as well as Cottee, mate, I'd absolutely lose the plot. Honestly, in fact, can I tell them?
Hang on. Well, let me put it out there before we announce something coming forward. What I will say, okay, if anyone has the ability to get this to Macca, if they want to share it, or even just this little clip it now, Bosh, this bit.
We love you.
If you
that bit,
right? Hang on. I'm going to do it like this. Hang on.
Oh, okay. Okay. Have I got to be sensible now?
No, not that button. That button. That's
right. Okay.
Right. I'm going to put this out there now. Okay. If anyone can record this bit and ping it off to Mr. Macca, to McAvenny. As you all know, I have my own pub. As you all know, I run a pub in Kent. Now, what I will say is, if Mr. McAvenny would like to come down, spend the evening in my pub, come on a stream with us, have a conversation with me. As some of you may know, if you've watched West Ham unofficial Young Jake show, he had Macca on there a few weeks ago for the DT38 thing, and I may have said to his dad that Jake's dad that I am a big McAvenny fan. I idolised him and Cottee growing up. So I idolise the man. So listen, Frank, if you're watching, if someone gets this to you wherever it works, I'd like you to come on the show. I'd like you to come down my pub. I will buy Mr. McAvenny any drink he wants for the evening, all night, if he wants to come to my pub, do a stream with us here at Falls from Iron in my pub. He will not have to buy a drink. I will pay for every drink that the man has. So if anyone wants to get that to Macca, I will be more than happy if the man wants to come down. And
What about crisps?
Listen, if you want some crisps, I'll even sort him out with some seafood from up the road, Casey. You know, I'm pretty sure Cox Edge up the end there will sort me out with some seafood or some fish and chips for him. Or he could even take on one of our challenges, which I will quite happily pay for as well. So if anyone can get this to the boy, get this to the man out there, Mr. McAvenny, I would love him at my pub. I will spend the night buying him drinks. Everything will be on me. Help a man out. Help a guy out here, people. Happy you can be his plus one. I've got a feeling there will be a lot of people that want to be his plus one. What we will do is if Mr. McAvenny does agree to do it, we will put something in place where we can have some tables in my pub where people can watch us spend the night with Frank, etc. So do your bit. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you got to do. Help me meet my hero to free drinks. And Luke, I will buy you a free drink if you come in my pub, Luke. All right, there you go.
Yeah, it'll only be tap water though, mate. Don't get too sort of excited about it.
He can have a Heineken Zero.
Oh. I never get freebies. What's going on?
I'm pretty sure.
That's the bottom. That's the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Brilliant. Thanks.
Does anyone just coming off subject a minute? Does anyone remember when Tyson Fury, he went up against Klitschko, didn't he? And he took his top off and said, "You're going to be beaten by a fat man." Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. I've just been told that I'm fat. Now, I'm on the plus size. I'm on the plus. I've got pork scratchings. I've got 49 bags. I've got 49 bags of pork scratchings. Tell him. I've just been called fat in a no way, shape or form by a certain gentleman. I'm going to take it as a smile. I've been told I'm vindictive. I've been told that I'm very childish. So
don't worry, be happy.
Here's a little song I wrote.
Don't worry. Be happy.
So, after I accused Jazz and Andy of being the two very childish people in the chat because they like to act like young schoolboys at the back of the bus, you know, misbehaving and shit, I decided it was my turn to be. Is that my second one?
That's you're off to the bath now, aren't you? That's two yellows. Have you got a red card, Jazz?
He's muted. You've muted him.
Muted, mate. I can't hear a word you're saying.
I painted one, but it's not really good red. I painted one.
Yeah.
Luke's off to make it 48 packets of pork scratchings there.
Oh, hang on. VAR looking at it. VAR looking at it.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
VAR
Look at
looking
this.
at it. Yeah.
The official West Ham website's been hacked.
Oh, God.
Is it nothing to do with you, Cahill?
No, definitely not.
Let's see if it's still up.
Thing is, you got your camera turned off. You could be doing anything. You could be
Hold up.
I'll just say I'm
really? What's that?
silently lying in bed. That's all I'm at.
What's that, Marzi?
Oh, it has. Yeah, look.
Just you must empty your existing data. Oh, we might have to change all of our details are going to be sent out to the Wild Wide Web. All of our season ticket holders, all of our personal info.
Can we not sue them for GDPR?
Yeah.
In all fairness, is there anything you want to? Is there anything you're really worried about people finding out, Andy? I mean,
yeah.
What? Hang on. Are you telling me that the club have got photographs of that night out on the town with you and that inflatable sheep and the tub of Vaseline?
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a distinct possibility, isn't there? Let's not lie.
You're in trouble.
I know.
If that's going to be plastered all over the internet, mate,
Why do you
reckon
reckon I'll get a free season ticket every year?
Wheelstone's just jumped in. Tagliafico reports. Yeah, we did that about half hour ago.
Yeah, he's late to the party. It's all right.
He is, and that first part, I've got no idea.
Oh, that's the Punjabi language. Yeah.
I was going to say, I
Probably
think
Asian,
that.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Hello, mate.
Is that basically what he's saying? Hello, mate.
He's kind of saying, brother, how's it going? Kind of like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. Going all right, Wilston. Appreciate
Jazz,
it.
Jazz, brother, I hope you're okay. Like that. Yeah.
Right. Got it.
Okay, hang on. So, West Ham News and Views on Twitter. I'm not quite sure how how reliable this Twitter page is. But apparently Tagliafico is in Venezuela at the moment.
What?
He will, which is where the contract signing and the medical will have to take place. Although his agent is in Amsterdam trying to get the deal done, so it's all agreed and go through. Sounds very complicated, and time will tell whether we pull this off. What nationality is Tagliafico?
Argentinian.
Argentinian, I think you guys
Okay,
said,
so
yeah.
that might be are Argentina playing this window? Are they?
I'll have a look.
Are they playing Venezuela? Okay, happy. All right. I did like her. I'm not.
I still do.
She's just picked on me. How did you look?
Exactly.
What was that?
Went a bit girly there, didn't it?
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks.
You've been sucking on the old helium again, or have
Wonder
you
where
just
you
got
go
your
with that
knackers in a vice?
Not gonna lie.
He's
to you, I
getting
wonder
ready.
where
He's
you
getting
go.
ready for karaoke later, singing "I Want to Break Free."
Yeah, I've got to do the hoovering up. The missus keeps telling me.
Yeah, they are. They're playing them on Friday.
Okay.
Venezuela.
Okay, so it makes sense.
All right.
Wilson says Areola, Zuma, Vlasic, Lingard, Tagliafico would be a good window, and I agree.
I said it'd be a fantastic window. If we get those in, if we get those 5 in, it's a fantastic window and could be an absolute. When you consider that at the moment we've only got 2, and we're going into now the last 30 hours of the transfer window. If we get Vlasic, Lingard, and Tagliafico over the line in the next 30 hours, that could make this an absolutely outstanding window.
I am buzzing for tomorrow, Duke, if all these signings go through from 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Can you imagine?
You're hold fire for another few hours, aren't you?
What?
You're, with the signings, you're hoping that they can hang fire and drag it out.
Yeah, till tomorrow.
Don't do it today. Off Malsey. He'll be very disappointed.
I thought you meant me then. I thought, what we're going to stay on this stream until like midnight, and then the
what could possibly go wrong? Right, guys, we're coming to the end of the stream, but before we get to that, we normally somehow get onto the subject of food, don't we?
Oh, I like food.
Yeah. What we having for dinner?
Me?
All of you.
I'm not having you for dinner.
Oh, who's going first?
Malsey, you had your hand up. I thought you were going, me sir. Go on.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Go on.
I got roast pork, and I could literally still smell it from like the end of the garden. Load of crackling. Oh, I can't wait. Stuffing.
Wait, with roast dinner, so we're talking like roast spuds.
No, not all the way. I think we're having mashed potato with it and stuffing and pork.
Okay, good choice. Yeah. Bit of gravy.
Yeah, got her. And mint sauce. Oh. Who has mint sauce on their roast?
Yeah.
On any roast.
I'm the same. Roast. I'm the same.
What are you having for dinner, Carol?
I'm going to have a feed of pints. Maybe a few cheeky Jameson ginger ales, and then go for a kebab.
Oh, hello.
Nice.
Hello. Right, you can't just leave it there. What kebab are we talking? We talking doner, chicken, kofta, shish?
Like the most disgustingly shit doner kebab you'll ever get. Absolutely.
The greatest one for when you piss.
Like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like it's a birthday night out, so you have to go for it, you know.
Birthday?
It's my birthday.
Hey! Happy
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
Look,
to
it's happened
you.
again. It's happened again.
Happy
who I'm getting
birthday,
trolled by?
dear Carl.
You see who I'm getting trolled by?
Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
I'm not
birthday, mate.
singing, I'm not inflicting
Thank
that
you,
on
thank you.
people.
I've
But
still
can you
got
see who I'm being
How
trolled
old,
by?
how old are you? No, who you been trolled by? Oh, yeah, don't worry about
look.
that.
19
back.
today.
No, 19. Listen,
Yeah.
Diane, it's the West Ham channel. Do one, love.
Yeah, bike it.
I tell you what,
That's my
she's
dinner
coming
in the
round the
bin.
back of it. I was going to say she's going to come round the back against you, just absolutely
Ah.
bashing.
So I'll turn the camera off and she can abuse me
that's
like
a
that.
straight red.
Oh.
Straight red.
Not like that.
Straight red. That one.
Jazz, are you having a kebab?
Birthday.
I've got loads of birthday
Oh,
cake
I'm
left.
trying to
Otherwise,
get
I'm
off of
gonna-
the bloody
gonna
food
shared
chat.
some
No,
around.
they're not.
You're gonna. Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna have yesterday's KFC, reheat it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Get in
Nice.
there, mate. Yeah.
That's
Happy
made me
nose.
hungry, Kent. That's
I
made
still
me
got food
hungry.
from the pub. I still got food from the pub. They gave us some. Put it in like a big tray. What was left over. Still got that too.
Nice.
Oh, Gaza, don't call her Diana.
Oh,
Oh.
Diana.
No.
You call her Di.
Straight red.
Oh,
Get out,
he
get
did
out.
correct himself. Yeah, there you go. All right, you've redeemed
Oh,
yourself.
really?
really? Yellow.
It's
It's a
a
yellow.
ticket
It's a
waiting
yellow.
up for
It's a
me.
yellow.
What about the rest of you guys in the live chat?
So won't you just let me be?
I haven't got a clue what I've
Million
got. I've
times
probably
before. Sorry.
I've probably got a cup of soup now, knowing my luck.
Bovril.
Bovril. Do you know what? I've not had a
Bovril.
Bovril at a game of football for a
I
long
don't
time.
think I've ever had that.
Good girl,
Have you
Harry.
not?
Yeah.
Can we all just touch on something here, right?
Go on.
He's 19, chaps. I feel
He is.
really fucking old right now.
You feel
I
old.
really old right now. Okay, now.
Well, me and Jazz, how do you think we feel?
I've got. Hang on, how many days?
I've got 24 years on him, boys.
West Ham Online is the same as my youngest son, so he was 17, 18 in
Oh,
December.
Jesus.
But I was surprised. Yeah, his friends could hold it.
I've got
30,
33 days, 7 hours and 47 minutes to 1:30.
But that still makes me feel old. I'll tell you what, the other day, I hired someone for the pub. And her birthday was 2005.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Happy knows how we feel.
It hurt, yeah.
Happy knows how we feel.
I've got a 17-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son. But yeah,
Oh,
my 7
Kent, no. Bovril's all right.
Kent,
I know what you
spot
mean.
on.
No, you're wrong.
That's what I think. It's probably like gravy, isn't it? Like a cup of gravy.
No,
Oh,
it's not
right.
like gravy. Honestly,
Yeah,
there's no
it's-
comparison.
It's thick gravy. Stop talking absolute tosh, my man.
It is not. It
What?
Listen, if you got a cup of Bovril, you would not put it on your Sunday roast.
Oh, here she
Ooh.
comes.
Not
Oh,
unless
no,
your
that's
name's
not-
Uncle Albert.
Hey,
Okay,
George.
Gate.
Hello, George.
But Gacy, you can't get it
Bisto.
at games, and you can't get it at football games, can you? You can't.
Mate, I haven't got anything. I
I reckon
think I
up
told you I
north,
haven't bought anything at London Stadium for yonks.
Up north, you might.
too expensive.
It's like getting the clappers, like 1930s food, isn't it? Football.
Happy, you and me are going to fall out.
It's a dig at everyone today.
I'll give her yellow. I'll give her that.
No,
So many reds.
She's
and
on it,
yellows,
isn't
yellow
she? Yeah.
card, yellow card there.
Well, Luke's saying Bovril on toast.
What?
Never tried it on toast.
I don't mind Marmite.
Hey,
I
look.
don't mind.
Peach has got it right. It's just thick meat gravy. That's all it is. He's spot on. He's absolutely nailed it.
Oh,
Yeah, but
gravy.
yeah, but Peach, the stuff that they sell in Canada is different to the stuff that they sell in the UK, mate. I can't help that.
Who has pie in a tin?
Oh, I've
What,
tried
like
it
the
once,
old,
it was awful. I tried it.
Frey
Frey
Bentos.
Bentos.
I didn't
Yeah.
like it. I didn't like it. Nah.
You're
There
not a
wasn't much
fan.
meat. There wasn't much meat in there, mate. Nah.
No, there's not, but they are nice.
Not for me.
Oh,
Not for
It
me.
is. It could be horse meat. Yes, Duke, you've got your hand up
I was
there.
going to say, I was going to be polite and sit here with my hand up until some bastard noticed me.
That's all right.
Sky Sports News have announced that Manchester United are more than happy for Jesse Lingard to stay and fight for his place at the
Oh,
club this
fuck.
season.
Fuck's sake.
Saber rattling, mate. That's
So,
that.
He should not sign that contract. Join us in January. Job done. Yeah.
That was 9 minutes ago. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to get ready to wrap this up, guys. Before we do the usual thing, could you please help out this cause? This young girl really desperately needs our help, your help, the West Ham community. Not just the West Ham community. Do you know what? If you're watching this and you're not a West Ham fan, you're just passing through and you're wondering what's going on. If you've got a heart, this girl needs your help. Please take this banner. The information on this banner is in the description below. YouTube and Facebook in the description section. You can copy it and paste it, put it on your social media platform with a little note as to what it's all about to explain to your followers, your friends, and all the rest of it. That's all we need you to do initially. If you feel minded towards putting a couple of coppers in the tin to aid this along, so much the better. You've got the Just Giving link there. Please help yourself. The more, the merrier. She's a 6-year-old girl. She's got a cancer that there's no treatment for in this country, which forces her family into a position where they've got to fund the treatment, the flights, the accommodation, pay for the bills and all the rest of it. They've got to do that all off their own back. So they, we as West Ham fans, we hear it often enough, this is like being part of a family. Well, this is a member of our family, guys. So what are you doing in your family when you're in times of trouble, you're in times of hardship? You all come together and you all help out and rally round. This is what we need to do. We need to put a couple of coppers in there, get some momentum out there so that not people, just West Ham fans and football fans know about this appeal. People in the world beyond can know about it. So please, at the very least, put this on your social media platforms. And if you can put some money in the tin, please do. Thank you very much indeed for listening.
And the last push again for tomorrow, people. 8 a.m. tomorrow until the window shuts. We are live from the Bull Pub. I repeat, live from the Bull Pub all day. Few guests are scheduled to come on, but if you'd like to come on, drop us a DM on Twitter and we'll get you in. So looking forward to seeing you on there and your views. And we're not just doing West Ham signings, we're doing all of them. So if you could, that would be great.
And if anyone can get this, my message out to Frank McAvenny and we get him down here tomorrow, that'd be amazing. Just quickly, guys. So as most of you know, and Gatesy, I'm surprising you with this one at the moment. And in fact, I'm surprising you all with this. So a lot of you may know that after the success of the Sunderland Netflix show and the Manchester City and Spurs one on Amazon. So next season or this season, I believe it's Arsenal's turn. And wait.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
That's definitely all or nothing.
Because here,
fuck all or nothing.
Here is someone has put together on the IMDb website.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness!
That one tickled me. I'm not going to lie. That one absolutely amused me. The downfall,
the biggest,
absolutely brilliant.
That's any Arsenal fans that were watching that have just unsubscribed. Thanks, Duke.
Listen, mate, there ain't many that have.
No, sometimes it has the opposite.
We have. We've actually we've gone up, but we've dropped one. We was at 775 a couple of minutes ago. We're now down at 774.
Yeah, but in fairness, listen, they were never going to admit right now that they're Arsenal fans, are they? With everything that's going on, they're not going to admit that. They're already going for enough. Let's be perfectly honest with you.
Oh dear. Well, Peach thinks it's funny. So right, guys.
Peach, if you're still there, I've been told to show you this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but there's my little dinosaur. He went to the local park today, and they've given him a little face paint, bless him. And he's asked me to show Peach. So there you go, show Peach. Job done. Yeah. My boy idolises that man. I don't know why.
Lovely. Right, I'm going to end it there. As I say, guys, don't forget, drop a like on the stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell icon to be notified of any new content that we upload to the channel. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Milesy, what are we, my friend?
We are fucking massive.
We are. From the rest of us, you're going to get Come on, you Irons. Thanks for joining us, guys.